today's tutorial on the course MAC132, and today we will wrap on this course. Okay, so in our next class we should be taking some other course. With this being said, let's hop straight into it. Okay, so we have MAC132, and we apologize for a little bit of the rescheduling. For the rescheduling, basically the network was quite a challenge to set up a class, but we just have to, all right, make do with what we have and just continue the class. So sorry about that. All right, so we're going to be taking our bearing from the response process in communication. All right, now we are going to be using, good evening, Mr. Joe, it's great to have you on board. Now, the Aida mode, so we're going to start with. Now, when we say the Aida mode, what are we talking about? The Aida mode, which is the AI, DA, AI, D, and A. This mode is actually an acronym. All right, Aida itself it's an acronym for, all right, attention, interest, attention, all right, attention, we have interests, we have desire, and we have action. Okay, don't forget we have been discussing in the past 3 to 4 classes, all we have been discussing has been promotion, sales promotion, advertisement, all right, and so on and so forth. So still in that same line, we want to look at what are the processes of communication. Communication in what sense? How does organizations, or how does a seller, or how does a business entity reaches out to their targeted audience? All right, so now we are starting with the Aida mode. Now, the Aida is an acronym for attention, interest, desire, and action. All this has, all right, there's significance. Now, let's take it from attention. Now, you need to understand that every piece of advertising, whether in print, radio, or television, is designed to what? To take the customers through all stages with the ultimate aim of extracting purchase. All right, that's what it's all about. Any form of advertisement basically is to what? Enhance conversion. All right, if it's brand awareness, when your brand is fully recognized or acknowledged by your targeted audience, what does it translate to eventually? It translates to patronage. All right, if it's to sell your product, as soon as you walk them through all the processes and you gain their trust, the action is to what? Make purchase. All right, so the bottom line of every advertisement is to what? Is to enhance purchase. Okay, now we have attention. Now, attention here belongs to what we call what we call cognitive. All right, it's said to be a cognitive stage associated with a cognitive stage whereby the consumer, are we together? The consumer is expected to recognize clearly the message being passed to him. All right, so message, all right, recognition. At this stage, all right, in the Aida mode, all right, at this stage, consumers, the intention of advertiser at this stage, okay, is to what? Is to clearly make the message is passing the intended message. At this stage, it is supposed to be made clearly to the consumer. All right, this is where the customer or the consumer get to understand, okay, this is the message of this advertisement. This is what this advertisement is all about. That's attention, the grabbing of attention. Now we have interest. This stands, now the I stands for interest, and it is one of the most challenging stages, all right, in the Aida model. Having gotten the attention of your targeted audience, all right, you need to what? Engage with them enough so they will want to spend their precious time understanding your message in more details. Now you've gotten their attention. Oh, this, I think this looks pretty, this looks attractive, okay, let me check it out. Now when they stop to check it out, more messages are being compiled or more messages are being drafted in order to let them gain interest, to know more detail. All right, you've sent the message and you've gotten their attention. This is where you now have to build their interests, all right, before they can make that purchase, before they can, all right, patronize your brand. They need to be interested. Getting attention does not mean they are interested, all right. It might just be, okay, let me just check what this is all about, and thereafter they go. But getting their interest is also very important after you've gotten the attention, all right. So now at this point, you work very hard to get your targeted audience interested. Engage your customer, your targeted audience. Let me just use TA, your targeted audience, to build interest. All right, you need to engage them to build interest. All right, so now we have desire. This stands for, all right, D stands for desire, which means the individual is receiving some effect on him due to the message content. All right, now desire, now after interest, all right, desire stage, now they begin to come closer. All right, they begin to, okay, I think I would go for this product. They begin to desire these products. All right, now it means when an individual has received some effects, all right, effects on targeted audience. When they have received some effects, all right, based on the engagement to build interest that you have tried or that you have done. So now they now get effect, all right, based on this engagement. All right, and the last stage, all right, which is at this stage now, you still what? Send them message, you still design your message and let them know if it's what? To book a call, all right, it's call to action. All right, so if it's to book a call, if that's what the advertisement is all about, they book the call. All right, if it's to patronize you, that's what they do. All right, and if it's something else, but here is the call to action part of it. So that is what Aida method is all about. Now we also have the innovation adoption model. All right, innovation adoption model. Innovation adoption model. The innovation adoption model represents the stage a consumer passes. All right, it represents stages a consumer passes through, all right, in adopting a new product. According to this model, a potential consumer must mentally be moved, all right, through series of steps before taking some action, according to innovation adoption model, all right, represents the stages. According to this method, and it's true, a consumer or your targeted audience has to be what taken through some certain stage before they finally make actions. Right? It doesn't just it is not a magic. It doesn't just work that way. All right. You have to take them through series of stages. All right, and hoping that they will eventually convert, take action. So that's an innovation adoption model. That's stages a consumer passes through. A consumer passes through, all right, before adopting a new product. And we have that as that. Okay, now, so we have, now let's see what the mass media sees adverts are as. All right, what does the mass media sees adverts as? Now, the mass media people sees advertising, all right, from the point of their profession. They must see it as any paid message intended to sell. Any paid message intended to what? To sell. Okay, according to the mass media. All right, the mass media, people that work in this category, all right, people that work in this industry sees advertisements, all right, they see advertisement as any intended, right, as any paid intended, any paid intended, any paid intended message to sell. All right, that is according to them. Now let's look at some other views. Now, the British Institute of Practitioners in Advertising, that's BIPA, British, that's British Institute of Practitioners in Advertising. British Institute of Practitioners in Advertising. Now, what do they say advertising as? They say it as advertising presents the most persuasive, all right, presents the most persuasive, all right, presents the most persuasive, all right, possible selling message. The most persuasive possible selling message. Okay, the most persuasive possible selling message to the right what? Not just to anybody, but to the right prospector. All right, to the right prospect at the lowest possible cost. Oh, I love this definition. To the right prospect at the lowest, the best you can get it, the lowest possible costs. Okay, that is according to the British Institute of Practitioners in Advertising, at the lowest possible cost. So we have that as that. So the key point here, all right, what we call persuasive, all right, the most persuasive, okay, the most persuasive possible selling message. All about there's always a message. The most persuasive possible selling message to the right prospect as a targeted audience at the lowest possible cost. So we have that as that. Now let's continue. Now we need to emphasize on some certain points. Please, as you join the class, do well to say hello, hi, something, and as well, do well to respond. Class, if you are here to subscribe to the channel, do well to do that as well, and smash the like button. Now, certain point we want to be talking about is that you need to understand that advertisement is a communication. All right, advertisement is a communication, and it could be, all right, verbal and non-verbal. Please get that. Now, typically advertisement is directed towards a group. All right, all right, it could be verbal. Now, typically directed at a group. Typically directed at a what? A group. All right, it is not an individual thing. All right, it's not. All right, it definitely has a targeted audience. That's what it means here. All right, it is paid for. Paid for. All right, it is paid for, and my goodness, sorry about that, just a moment. Let's quickly on the backup. Okay, yeah, I think we are good. Can we see the board? Awesome. So advertisement is paid for. All right, it is sponsored, definitely sponsored. All right, and it's persuasive. Okay, so we have that as that. Now let's continue. Now there's something called VOGOF. VOGOF. What does it mean? VOGOF simply means buy one, get one free. All right, buy one, get one free. Okay, so we have that as that. Now let's quickly look at some of the strengths and weaknesses of sales promotion. Okay, we are very close to the end of the material, so I'm going to conclude the course today. So we have strength and we have weakness. All right, we have sales promotion. So we have one. Some of the strength is that good turnaround, all right, turnaround of sales trend in a short time. For example, if you are making 2,000 naira per day before, if you are doing sales promotion, then you should be making up to 5,000 naira. That's what I mean by turnaround, right? Turnaround of sales, introduce new products, right? You begin to get feedback, and then you figure out how to serve the customers better. Help to reinforce advertisement images and messages, all right? Help to reinforce advertising images and messages, all right? It helps you to become more skillful, all right? Bringing up more converting messages, all right? Create positive brand experience. So we have of sales, all right? Positive brand awareness, all right? We also have introduction of new products, So now let's look at some of the weaknesses. Sales promotion cannot create a brand image, all right? It cannot change negative attitudes towards the product, cannot resolve a long-term declining sales trend, all right? Negative attitude, all right? It's not in all cases that sales, all right? You might run sales and unfortunately, even the targeted market might not really like the product, all right? And this can also lead to what we call long-term declining sales. It might not be able to stop long-term. At the initial stage, you will sell, but on a long run, will you keep promoting your goods? So you might not be able to stop long-term declining sales. Declining sales. So we have that. Now let's talk about there's something we call consumer-oriented sales promotion. As earlier indicated, now this type of promotion targets the consumer and tries to induce the consumer-oriented sales promotion. Targets the consumer and tries to what? Induce them to make them purchase, all right, than what they want. All right, now we have the likes of sampling, consumer oriented sales promotion. All right, it's basically to induce them, they don't even want it, but because of consistent, all right, things like sampling, coupons, premium. If you're a premium member, you get this, you get that. You got sampling, all right. We have now we have refunds, we have rebates, all right. We have bonus pack, we have price off, all right. Price off, all right. We have refund, all right. We have all this. We have coupon, all right. We have premium, all right. All these things are used to induce, all right, they are used to induce customers to get in your goods, even though if they don't want it at the point. Okay, so we have that as that. Now, trade-oriented sales, just like we have customer-oriented sales, which is targeted at the consumers. We also have trade-oriented. Trade-oriented sales promotion. All right, this type of sales promotion is targeted at who we refer to as the wholesalers. All right, the wholesalers, the distributors, and the retailers. Wholesalers, distributors, and retailers. All right, targeted at the wholesalers. Basically, it is trade oriented as sales promotion, and the main focus here is that is a type of sales promotion that is usually targeted at trade wholesalers, distributors, and retailers. So we have that as that. Now there's something called contests and incentives. Contests, all right, that's them. Contests and incentives are usually directed to the sales personnel. All right, if you can sell 1,000 products today, you are getting an incentive of 1%, 2% on 1,000 products sold. All right, so basically this is directed to sales personnel of wholesalers or distributors. Right, manufacturers offer prizes such as what we call trips or valuable merchandise as reward for meeting up with sales targets. All right, we have manufacturers offer trips, all right, or valuable merchandise, all right, valuable merchandise as reward for meeting sales targets. Now, it can also be in cash, all right, tips as valuable merchandise. That is if it's in tips and trips. But if it is in cash, all right, then we call them push money or spiff. All right, push money or spiffs. All right, basically they are all incentives and they are used to encourage, right, wholesalers by manufacturers anyway. They are used to encourage wholesalers and distributors, to encourage them to put more pressure on the retailers to get more goods from them, because they will give them a target, and if they can meet up to the target, they will be giving some incentives. Okay, and there's something we call trade allowance. Now, trade allowance means the discount or deal offered to retailers or wholesalers to encourage them to stock, promote, or display a particular goods. All right, permit me to erase the board so that we can take this down. Now we have trade allowance. Trade allowance is a discount or deal offered to retailers. Offered to wholesalers or retailers. All right, and why do we have this? It's basically to encourage whether the wholesaler or the reseller or the retailer, I mean, to display the manufacturer goods, all right, to encourage wholesaler or retailer to display or stock display. Like let it look as if it's only their goods you are selling. All right, in order to attract some patronage, to display goods, manufacturer goods. So we have that as that. So lastly, let's look at what we call self-regulation in advertisement. All right, basically when we talk of self-regulation, it's just you as a producer or as a manufacturer self-regulating yourself. All right, observing what it's necessary for you to observe and not getting out of track. All right, it is seen by companies, advertisers, their agency and media as a way of adopting what? Adopting, that's a self reg, all right, adopting voluntary, all right, voluntary what? Self-regulation. So we have that as that. So on this note, we'll call it a wrap for today, and it's going to be a wrap on the course itself. It's been a wonderful time. It's been a wonderful session. Thank you very much, everyone. Please let's do all to submit our note to our respective classes, and I look forward to seeing you all in subsequent tutorials. Bye bye.